Welcome everybody to the sit down. My name is Lennix Gibson. This is my beautiful wife, Brittany. And today we have both with us Ronson and Chastity, Setas. Today we're gonna be talking about the effects of the local church. As believers, does it matter? Do we go to any church? And what they're preaching at the church, does that matter? Just because we're in church, is it okay?
It matters who you're connected to as far as your spiritual parent is concerned, your pastor. That matters because they have things for your life. Yeah. God has a path for your life. You gotta stay on that path. You can't just choose which church you're gonna go to. If that's not the path He has for you, then you're gonna be lacking some things. You're gonna be lacking some things in knowledge. You're gonna be lacking some things in supply. You're gonna be lacking. And so you have to be at the church He has planted you.
We visited the church and it was just so rich with the word and just things that were affecting our lives and things that were going on in our lives at the time that we were just eager to be at the next service and be at the next service. It was almost an immediate change for us. Within I'd say within a month, we started seeing drastic changes and things changing.
We talked previously and you said something that I thought was humongous. You said you were serving at the local church, and I think you said you were washing the oven at the church, and the Lord spoke to you. What did He say to you?
My husband talked about a move that we made, and the Lord led us to this house, and we began to. We were excited. The realtor said that this is it. You can. They gave us the approval, and after that, we needed to believe God for the down payment, right? Which was the first month's rent and the deposit, which was like $6,000. $6,000 that we did not have. I'm gonna be honest. We didn't have that, man.
Oh yeah.
Well, no, I said, okay, it's Friday. I'm scheduled to clean the kitchen. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna clean the kitchen.
Come on, you're gonna stay faithful.
So I'm in there, I'm shining up the oven, and that's what He says. He says, I'm not gonna have you working in my church and I'm not.
Take care of
your need.
That's good. You guys became a supply. You got hooked up with your church, and the anointing and all the stuff that supplied through that, your part, began to start to flow in your lives. And you guys talk about a home. So you're serving, you're being faithful, and now you have this home that you guys are going after, and you're talking about, you said it was a $6,000 deposit that you needed upfront to get into this home.
Yes.
Now, was this the first home that you guys started, you were going after to buy in California?
No. We had already owned a home. We had to sell it. I'll be honest with you. We had made some bad decisions, and so we had to sell it. We sat down, we talked with our pastor, and she said, and this really sat with us. She said, it's okay to take a few steps back to get into the plan of God.
Oh, that's so good.
And
that's rich.
That sat with me. But we went ahead and we sold that home. And when we sold it, we needed to find a new home to lease. And guess what? No one would lease to us because of the situation we were in. And I'm okay with sharing that because people need to see how you can make mistakes and God will still bless you. He will still. It's the moment you recognize that you've made a misstep, He's faithful to restore. He's a restorer. So well,
He more than restored.
Come on.
Yeah, I mean, how did you get into, I'm sorry, I just want to know, and I'm sure the viewers want to know, how did you get this $6,000? Tell us what happened, because you didn't have it.
No.
So how did God supply?
My husband, he had a settlement that was supposed to be due to him.
Okay.
And we talked to the Lord, and He did say that He was going to get the full settlement.
Okay.
Right? And so we just kept looking online and looking at the status, and the status hadn't moved for about 3 months.
Okay.
And so what happened is, the day of the move, we get up, we check the status, it has not moved. So that means the money wasn't in the account. That means we still, that day, did not have the money. So my husband said, babe, just give me some time to wait before the Lord. And you go ahead, start homeschooling our daughter. Give me some time to wait before the Lord. I need to see what our move is.
I had ended up calling my mom, and it wasn't calling her to ask her for the money, but it was calling her to ask her about some information on a bank account that I had. I hadn't opened it in a while, and I just wanted to contact the bank and just see where that was. But within me calling my mom, immediately she said, "What do you need?" And I was like, "I need the information to the bank account." And she was like, "No, what do you need?" I said, once again, I need the information to my bank account. Well, long story short, she said, well, I'll send you whatever it is. And I was like, okay. I had never asked my mom for any kind of money like this. I was like, I need $6,000.
This is money, yeah.
Right. I was like, I need $6,000.
$10, yeah.
And she said it'll be there within an hour. And I was like, oh, wow. That threw me for a loop. And within an hour, it was there. We called the landlord and was like, hey, we're ready to move in. Let's make this happen by the end of the day. And that's really how it happened.
What people don't see is behind the scenes, the faith that it took to come up to a house, to be willing to wait before the Lord on a house that was $6,000 above what you had in your bank account.
Yeah.
That faith had to come from somewhere.
Yeah.
But if you guys didn't have the faith for that, you wouldn't have been in the business that you're in now.
That's right.
And so I would dare to say that, and I'm assuming that we all would agree that there are effects, positive and negative effects to being plugged in the right local church.
Yeah.
I had such a good time, sweetheart, on the show today talking to Ronson and Chastity.
If he had left the church, what would that have done to his family? Would his wife have received the healing? Would they have done the things that they were able to do with their businesses?
Right.
Would God have been able to use them like he wanted them to?
Well, I mean, the answer is no. I mean, he couldn't have done that if they wouldn't have said yes to what God had it. Our local church has changed our lives.
Yes.
And if you're looking for drastic change, just one of the places to check is not your work hours. Check how much you're serving at your local church. And I guarantee you, if you increase the time and jump on with your pastor's vision, you'll be blessed for it. Your family will be blessed for it. And who knows what God has for you. Until next time, thanks for joining us on the show, The Sit Down with Lennix Gibson.
And
this is my
Brittany
wife,
Gibson.
Brittany. We'll talk to you guys later. Thank you so much.
Thanks for watching today's show. We invite you to connect with us on our social media pages at The Sit Down with Lennix Gibson.
You enjoyed the show?
I did. It was really good. I received a lot.
Yeah. I think maybe we should change the name. What do you think?
Oh, yeah. The Sit Down with Lennix and Brittany Gibson.
Darling, I'm not gonna change. I'm not gonna change the name of the show.
But
was you for real?
They're sitting down with me and you.
Well, then you're right. Maybe we won't have you on the next one. What do you say?
Wow.
I'm just playing. I know I gotta go home with you, so. Just kidding. But we're not changing the name. I just want you to know that. You don't even need to bring that up.
We'll talk about it later.
No, so we're not. There's no.
We'll talk about it later.
Okay. Yes, sweetheart.